Hello there mates, Misha Game here, and thank you for checking into this very first episode of something that I like to call Google Deep Dives. Now this is not going to be maybe the deep dive that you're used to seeing. This may in fact be something that you're seeing for the very first time at all. This particular deep dive is going into the questions asked related to what topic you're looking at. So for example, I'm sure if you search something up that you'll notice that Google will put some suggested questions under what you search that's pretty related to what you search, and often has some pretty interesting tidbits, but the more you click those, the weirder the questions around them tend to get. For example, I was on Twitter the other day and saw some people mentioning how they were drinking a gallon of water a day, and some people were like they would gulp down the water, they hadn't really got their gallon in. And then the topic of water intoxication came up, and I thought that was pretty interesting, so I looked up what, and it will actually help if I clicked it, what is water intoxication? Okay, and then you get people also ask this, and so this usually starts off pretty nice. What happens in water intoxication? Water intoxication, also known as water poisoning. Water intoxication is a disruption of brain function due to drinking too much water. Drinking a lot of water increases the amount of water in your blood. The excess water dilutes blood sodium levels and causes fluids to move inside cells, which then swell. And so you might say, oh, that's pretty interesting. Well, let's go to the next one. How do I know if I drink too much water? You have throbbing headaches throughout the day. Headaches are both a sign of overhydration and dehydration, similar to nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. When you drink too much water, the salt concentration in your blood reduces, causing the cells in the organs throughout your body to swell. Can you die from drinking too much water? In short, yes. Drinking too much water is possible, and although rare, it can be potentially life-threatening. Yet to develop water intoxication, or hyponatremia, as it's known medically, you would have to consume an excessive amount of water in a short amount of time. How do you stop water intoxication? Treatments may include cutting back on your fluid intake, taking diuretics to increase the amount of urine you produce, treating a condition that caused overhydration, stopping any medications causing the problem, replacing sodium in severe cases. Is water intoxication painful? Symptoms of water intoxication tend to start appearing after you consume more than 3 to 4 liters of water in a few hours. Potential symptoms include head pain, cramping, spasms, or weakness in your muscles. Is it bad to chug water? There really is a such thing as water intoxication. Is known to doctors as hyponatremia. Drinking too much water causes an imbalance in the fluid, so we've already kind of read this one. Is it okay to drink a gallon of water a day? Drinking a gallon of water per day may work for some people, but could be harmful for others. Does coffee count as water? Juices and sports drinks are also hydrating. You can lower the sugar content by diluting them with water. Coffee and tea also count in your tally. Many used to believe that they were dehydrating, but that myth has been debunked. The diuretic effect does not offset hydration. Well, how about that? I actually was kind of laughing at that one because I thought it was silly, but it turns out that it does. Is 4 liters of water a day too much? It's impossible to drink too much water, but you can drink it too quickly. Can 85 chocolate bars kill? Now this is when it starts getting a little silly. Not entirely to do with water, but can 85 chocolate bars kill you? That very specific number. Can you consume so much coffee, alcohol, or chocolate that it would literally kill you? The answer is yes. According to the video above, 70 cups of coffee, 13 consecutive shots of alcohol, or 85 full-size chocolate bars at once are all enough to send an average person to his or her grave. That's actually really impressive. If someone could, not saying that anyone should, because obviously you will die, but if someone could eat 85 chocolate bars in one sitting, that's something, let me tell you. I'm not a big fan of chocolate. I don't really like chocolate, as I may have mentioned before, so this will not be anything that I wouldn't eat one chocolate bar. I take that back. I have eaten one chocolate bar before, usually because someone buys it for me, and I'm just like, well, I feel bad if I didn't eat it. So I would eat it. But nowadays, I just take it and give it to one of my family members and be like, here you go. So yeah, slight aside, how much water will kill you in a day? We've learned this is 4 liters, right? Your kidneys can eliminate about, this is in a day, right? 5.3 to 7.4 gallons, 20 to 28 liters of water a day, but they can't get rid of more than 27 or 33 ounces per hour. Therefore, in order to avoid hyponatremia symptoms, you should not drink more than 27 or 33 ounces of water per hour. So it goes on like that. Now, while this is all fascinating, what we're really here to see are the wacky questions that get asked because of this. So, can 6 liters of water kill you? Answer to that is apparently yes. 4 liters will do it. If you drink it quickly enough, how much water can kill you? 4 liters. If you drink it quickly enough, what happens if you drink pee? Sure, let's figure it out. When urine passes through the urinary tract, it becomes contaminated with bacteria. Drinking urine, whether your own or someone else's, introduces bacteria into your system that can cause gastrointestinal problems or other infections. This brings another question to my mind. How much bacteria is actually contained inside the human body? Let's see. How much bacteria is in the human body? Let's see how this will go. First one, the human body contains trillions of microorganisms outnumbering human cells by 10 to 1. Because of their small size, however, microorganisms make up only about 1 to 3% of the body's mass. In a 200-pound adult, that's 2 to 6 pounds of bacteria, but play a vital role in human health. How many bacteria in the human body? This is kind of reiterating that statement. As in 2014, it was reported in popular media and in the scientific literature that there are about 10 times as many microbial cells in the human body as there are human cells. This figure was based on estimates that the human microbiome includes around 100 trillion bacterial cells, and that an adult human, I'm pretty sure to say what it's about to say up there. Okay, where is the most bacteria found in the human body? If I had to take a guess, where you would find the most bacteria in the human body, I would say the intestines, right? Because that's where everything goes. Bacteria live on the skin, inside the nose, in the throat, in the mouth, in the vagina, and in the gut. The majority of the bacteria found in the body live in the human gut. I should have bet money. I should have bet money on it. What? Lee, did you see? Did you hear how good I was at Lee? He's licking himself, he doesn't care what I'm saying. Cool, there are billions of bacteria living there. We call the group all the microbes found in the human body the human microbiota. Ooh, how much bacteria is in the gut? In many ways, your gut bacteria are as vast and mysterious as the Milky Way. About 100 trillion bacteria, both good and bad, live inside your digestive system. Collectively, they are known as the gut microbiota. What did they say? How many? I thought they had mentioned a number, but I guess they didn't. Oh well. What percentage of bacteria are harmful? Most bacteria won't hurt you. Less than 1% of the different types make people sick. Many are helpful. Some bacteria help to digest food, destroy disease-causing cells, and give the body needed vitamins. Isn't that interesting? When you get diseases, or not really disease, remember bacteria, that's more so infections, right? I don't even know how you would phrase that question. When bacteria makes you sick, what is it called? There we go. When bacteria makes you sick, what is it called? Question mark. Infections. There's not a deep dive on this one. Oh, here it is. How do bacteria cause disease? Bacteria cause disease by secreting or excreting toxins, as in botulism, by producing toxins internally, which are released when the bacteria disintegrate, as in typhoid, or by inducing sensitivity to their antigenic properties, as in tuberculosis. Can you get sick from your own bacteria? According to the National Institute of Health, fewer than 1% of bacteria can actually make you sick. Infectious bacteria, those that do make you sick, slip into your body and live among your healthy cells. Many emit chemicals called toxins, which can damage tissue. What is the most common bacterial infection? Bacterial infections can range from minor illnesses such as strep throat and ear infections to more life-threatening conditions like meningitis and encephalitis. Go away, Dale. No, I'm not. I'm busy right now, okay? I'll have to update later. Thank you. Some of the most common bacterial infections include salmonella. It's a type of infection often described as food poisoning. So bacterial infections. Can bacteria be infected by viruses? We're jumping the gun here. Some examples of bacterial infection: strep throat, binary urinary bacteria. Wow. Urinary tract infection. UTIs often caused by coliform bacteria. This may be a TMI moment, but urinary tract infections suck. I have never been afraid to go to the bathroom than when I had a UTI. Actual fear, terrified. Bacteria food poisoning often cause... Dale, no, I am busy. I don't have time to do your updates, all right? Go away now. I am so sorry. I don't know why Dale is being so clingy today. We need to talk about this, but not in front of you guys. I'll take care of this in private. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, back to learning about bacteria, cellulitis, and bacterial vaginosis, and gonorrhea, and chlamydia, and syphilis. All right, that's the wholesome conversation that we're having here. What are 5 diseases caused by bacteria? Bacterial disease. Bacteria. Really straight to the point. Really head on the nose on the head with that one. I said what I said. How do you get rid of bacteria in your body? Oh, you can't. You'd have to get rid of your body. 7 foods that fight that, I guess that just mean the ones that make you sick. Honey is one of the first natural antimicrobial medicines to be used. Garlic is a powerful antibacterial that can fight yeast infections. Pineapple can reduce inflammation of the nose and sinuses. Well, I don't know too much about that. It is the internet, so take it with a grain of salt. How many bacteria are needed to make you sick? They are so small that a line of 1,000 could fit across a pencil eraser. Most bacteria won't hurt you. I guess less than 1%. Yeah, we already know that. Can bacteria be infected by viruses? This is one. Viruses infect bacteria. Well, it turns out that most of the viruses in the world infect bacteria instead of people. Scientists call these viruses bacteriophages, which literally means bacteria eaters. Oh, so what do bacteria do when they get sick? I know there's a website, but I'm trying not to click on websites, just going for the Google questions. What do bacteria do when they get sick? Question mark. Can bacteria get a virus? It may cheer you up to know that bacteria can be infected by a type of virus known as a bacteriophage, which means bacteria eater. Ever since bacteriophages were discovered, scientists have been experimenting with using them to fight diseases like cholera and more recently anthrax. I have no idea what any of these are. Can a virus kill a bacteria? Do antibiotics kill viruses? All right, well, I'm not really interested in any of those, but that was an interesting deep dive. Keeping in theme with the human body. What's another human body question? Oh, I know. Why the brain? Why the brain is amazing? Why the brain is important? Why the brain needs sleep? These are all great. Why the brain sees maths as beauty. Yes. Well, why the brain sees maths as beauty? This is not even, it doesn't have any questions. It's just why. Why the brain sees maths as beauty. I'm gonna take the bait. Let's see. What you got for me, BBC News? Mathematicians were shown ugly and beautiful equations while in a brain scanner at University College London. The same emotion the brain centers use to appreciate artwork activated by beautiful maths. What is a thing of great beauty? Euler's identity. Does it get better than this? E raised to the I power plus 1 equals 0. Yeah, because I is just -1, right? And -1 times pi. I don't know what I'm doing actually. You're just look, it's been some time since I did some maths, alright? Given that E and pi and I are incredibly complicated and seemingly unrelated numbers, it is amazing that they are linked by this concise formula. Maybe I need to study this. I feel like I have seen this before, but I don't know why it will equal 0. I don't understand its beauty. I'm but a simpleton. A poor simpleton. All right, well, apparently this is a thing of great beauty. I'm just not getting it. I have to look that up later. All right, let's go back to why the brain, because that was pretty great. Why the brain is important? Why is the brain amazing? Your brain generates enough electricity to power a light bulb. Your brain contains about 100 billion microscopic cells called neurons. So many it would take you over 3,000 years to count them all. Your neurons create and send more messages than all the phones in the entire world. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. It just works. It just works. Can you live without a brain? Since it controls vital functions as breathing, swallowing, digestion, eye movement, and heartbeat, there can't be no life without it. But the rest of the brain is obviously capable of some remarkable feats, with one part able to compensate for deficiencies in another. I love how they're like, no, you can't live without a brain, but why would you want to? It is so cool. Why is the brain more important than the heart? Brain is more important than heart because heart is said to be a pump which circulates oxygenated blood through our body and removes deoxygenated blood. I feel like I learned more about the heart than I did about the brain. Honestly, and I'm a physics major to fight this fact that I kind of forgot how to do Euler's equation back there. Don't judge me. I would honestly argue that out of all of your organs, I honestly think the brain and the heart are pretty much tied with each other. I can't really say that one is more important than the other. Like, yeah, you need the brain to function, but without the heart, you just dead. And I guess that could be argued for any organ. But if we're going for the most vital of the vital, I don't know. Don't quote me. I'm not a biologist. What are 5 facts about the brain? Yes. 1. The human brain is the largest brain of all vertebrates relative to body size. 2. It weighs about 3.3 pounds. 3. The average male has a brain value of 1,274 cubic centimeters. 4. The average female brain has a volume of 1,131 cubic centimeters. That's interesting. 5. The brain makes up about 2% of a human's body weight. Cool. All of 3 of the facts were literally just like, it's so big, it's so massive, it's so heavy. What is the power of brain? Summary of our brain's key points. Every person has the ability to think intelligently and creatively. The brain is the source of key mental faculties such as memory, imagination, creativity, and innovation. See, everyone has it. Everyone has the ability. You just gotta turn on that thunker of yours. How long can you live without your brain? I would argue not at all, but we'll see. Babies are occasionally born without most of the brain. The longest recorded survival is 2 years and 174 days. That's definitely categorized correctly as a survival, because you can survive without a brain, but you certainly aren't living. How can I live without my brain? You can't. I'm not even gonna read it. That's basically what it says. You can't live without it. Moving on. Do we need a brain? Yes. Wait, there are many animals that are alive that do not have brains. That's the answer to why. This is a terrible summary, Google. That's the answer to why we need a brain, because there are many animals that do not. That means that we do need to have it. All right. The primary purpose of a brain is to move around our environment in a meaningful way. I think the primary purpose of the brain is just to make sure everything is connected to each other so that you can function. I mean, we perceive our environment in a meaningful way. Well, I guess you could argue that you are trying, because you have to perceive your environment in order to, I guess, hunt food or know if this is something you want to eat or something that you can't eat. So I guess if you mean like that, then yeah, that is true. But I would almost say, yeah, okay, I see now. I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. Does the brain control the heart? Brain control everything. If it's in your body, your brain control it. You might not be conscious of it, but it do. Which is better, heart or brain? Which is better, kidney or liver? Which one? Which one is better? You need both of them. It doesn't matter. That's why I have a hard time ranking organs, because yeah, okay, the brain and the heart are pretty important, but if you didn't have your stomach, you wouldn't be able to eat. If you didn't have your intestines, you wouldn't be able to digest anything. If you didn't have your kidneys, you wouldn't be able to clean your bloodstream. So, you know, sure, go ahead and rank them, but that means nothing. Oh, you need all of your organs, man. You didn't have your skin, you'd be falling out all over the place, all right? You know your skin is an organ? Crazy. So, well, what did they say? The heart, on the other hand, is a much simpler organ. Its complexity pretty much pales in comparison to the brain. It has one very straightforward job to do, and that is to pump blood. Well, technically speaking, your body can still be alive without a brain. You wouldn't. You wouldn't exist. Your brain is like a giant. I mean, you would technically, like you person, like everything that makes you who you are is stored from the experiences and interactions that happen here in this brain. And if you don't have a brain, if you're just a body, then you're not anything. You're just there. You can be alive without a brain, but you certainly aren't living. I don't know. Do you love with your heart or brain? The heart has nothing to do with love. Nothing. Those Hallmark cards were lying to you all those years. It's true. I'm sorry. That was mean. I'm sorry, Hallmark. The heart is a very good symbol for love. I mean, look, would you rather have someone draw you a picture of a heart and say they love you, or draw you a picture of a brain and say they love you? The heart might not have nothing to do with love, but it's prettier than a brain. Honestly, if you drew a heart realistically, I think that would cause some problems too. Can the brain feel pain? I know this one. The answer is no. The brain can analyze like pain signals, but if the brain itself is hurt, it doesn't have any way of registering that, which is I always found that fascinating. There are no pain receptors in the brain itself, but hemimesis, coverings around the brain, periosteum, coverings on the bones, and the scalp all have pain receptors. Surgery can be done on the brain, and technically the brain does not feel that pain. Yeah, so basically the pain signal continues to the brain makes no sentence. So I'm gonna finish that off with the brain has no pain receptors, so if something is hurting it, it literally is unaware. Well, I guess that makes sense, because in what instance ever would your brain need to have pain receptors? That's why when you get a brain surgery, I'm pretty sure they still have to give you pain medicine to numb the fact that they're cutting your skull apart, like your skull off, to get to your brain. But your brain doesn't actually need the pain medicine, because they can't tell if it's hurt. Its only job is to receive messages about everything else, not really to receive messages about itself. It'd be kind of counterintuitive for it, I guess. How old is our brain? It's about as old as you are. See, I'm about 25. Well, 20. Yeah, I am 25. I'm about 26 would be more accurate. And I believe that my brain is about that same age, actually. The motto, if that's what, how old is our, how old is our species brain would make more sense. How old is the Homo sapiens brain? But I can understand this. The modern human brain can only be 40,000 years old, scientists say. Homo sapiens have been around for about 200,000 years, but our modern shaped human brains may have only come into existence about 40,000 years ago. Wow. The human species is old and young. To us, that's a big number, because we live only a tiny fraction of that time. But if you compare that to how old the universe is, this is nothing. 200,000 years is nothing. It's like a blink of an eye for how old our universe is. It's crazy. What our brain can do. What can our brain do? The amazing brain at work, taking all of this in. The human brain can do some amazing things, and humans can do amazing things because of it. As this electricity passes along a neural network, it reaches the hippocampus, the region of the brain responsible for analyzing and categorizing these impulses. You really have to dive deeper into that to get more of that. How powerful are our thoughts? Thoughts are things. They are powerful. They are preemptive. The very thoughts running through your mind have to manifest the life of your dreams or draw you closer to your greatest fears. That'd be interesting to write a book on that or something. Like, that's a good line. I would legit put that in as a summary. I mean, not that, because obviously that'd be stealing, but you know, that's good stuff. How can we keep our brain healthy? Move more. Aim for 150 minutes or more of aerobic exercise each week. Build muscle. Eat a heart-healthy diet. Be more mindful. Sleep tight. Use your brain. How can I help my brain be healthy? Use it! And watch your blood pressure. 7 quick ways. What are 5 interesting facts about the human brain? Sorry. The human... Oh, we already read this. What the heck? Are they repeating now? Does the mind control the body? This would be a good psychological question. The human mind, which is the brain, yet powerful, has no other tool but its own body. So the rules the mind sets should be obeyed by its body. The mind rests but never stops functioning as long as it can, day and night, for the sake of the body. Which is crazy because you think about it, even though you go to sleep to rest your body, and like your brain does, like, it does rest during that time. It never stops. That's the crazy thing about it. You can be asleep and it goes into like sleep mode for a computer, right? It's still functioning, but just on a lower energy level. And I always thought that was so fascinating, that your body like completely shuts down during the night. In fact, when you sleep, your body has like I don't know if it's a chemical, but there's something that forces the muscles to kind of stop moving. What is that? How do I phrase that question? What happens to your body when you sleep? Sleep. It doesn't show me what I want. So basically, when you go to sleep, your body is it can't move. I think there's a chemical that releases that makes your muscles kind of like be still, so that you can't hurt yourself while you're sleeping. And so that's why if you ever kind of like wake up really suddenly, you can't move, and that's called sleep paralysis. Maybe that would have been better to look up what causes sleep paralysis. One of the major causes of sleep paralysis. But yeah, basically when you fall asleep and you wake up really quickly, and that's why when you can't move, because your body is like, hasn't registered really that you're awake now, because you woke up so unexpectedly. And so sleep paralysis stems from that, and then your brain is like kind of in this weird awake in a sleep state. That's why you get like these weird things that happen when you have sleep paralysis, and that's why it's like really scary, because you can't move. Your brain is like freaking out, and then you either manage to keep yourself awake long enough to kind of get out of that, or you fall back asleep. And usually you fall back asleep, at least for me. I should say for me, whenever that happened, I would fall back asleep into the same dream that I was trying to get out of in the first place. Fate is cruel. But what was I even talking about before this tangent? Well, folks, that looks like that's gonna be about it for our deep dive. The deep dive stops when you can't remember why you even started it in the first place. So thank you guys so much for watching. I might do another one of these if you like it. I think there's a lot of interesting things to be learned from this. We could even start off with sleep paralysis next time, or maybe we even do dreams. I find dreams to be fascinating. But that's a topic for another video and another day. So if you like this video, comment, subscribe, like, and share to get the word out about Mr. Gamer. Definitely do like if you really like it, and comment and tell me if this is something you want to see more of, or you know, anything, and I'll do more of this, because this was really fun and interesting and I really liked it. But yeah, Mushi Gamer signing out.